Okay, so I want to talk to you today about reading the signs on the road. Now, I'm borrowing this video as a background or a backdrop from what's called Driving TV. So I want to thank that individual for this video. It's a really pretty good video and could prove to be very helpful to you and to me. Those of you who want to learn how to read road signs. It's important to have a teacher, and the one who did this video here is a teacher. And I hope to be a teacher also. Okay? So let's begin with various road signs. Now you notice the one in the middle is a stop sign, which means you stop. You don't proceed. You don't go into the flow of traffic, because the flow of traffic could produce some bad results if you don't stop. So stop at a stop sign. Now, I know of one lady who slows up a little bit at a stop sign, but then proceeds through at a very high rate of speed. Now, that could cause trouble. You could get hurt or even killed if you don't stop at a stop sign. So, learn to observe the signs and then realize what the sign means. Okay? Because there's always a meaning in the signs. And so, for example, if you look here, it says restricted lane ahead, which means that your traffic probably is going to slow up and things are going to be not so good. No passing zone. Don't get in the passing lane because it's going to disappear and you could be in trouble. So you have to always look for the signs and the clues. What's ahead? What does it really mean? This sign. And oftentimes, signs are nearby important places where people all go. All right. Everybody should be aware of that. Even the most common place where you go, there's a sign, and you need to pay attention to the sign. Now, mostly I'm talking about driving. And notice a four-way stop. So just stop. Stop and think. Stop and look. All right? You can do it. I mean, you can learn to read signs. Don't be thick-headed. In fact, the Bible even talked about that. Jesus talked about reading signs, and the signs are all around and you just need to read them. In fact, he got so mad and he said, I'm not going to give you any signs. The signs are all around you. So study the signs. Now you need to get an education on signs. All right. So for example, you can see in the middle there was about those with disabilities, and things can happen if you don't pay attention to signs. Disabilities can happen to people. Now that's not exactly what the sign said, but every sign is there for a reason. A reason. All right? What is the reason that that sign is there? Are you studying the signs? Okay? So, for example, you need to be aware of a divided highway and what that means. Well, you're probably the kind of person that you don't really want to put too much effort into it, and I understand that because many people do not want to put effort into much of anything. And that is why the media dominates, controls absolutely everything in their life, because you don't have to think at all. You just listen to what the media says without paying attention to the signs. Don't be a dip. And realize that not only can the pavement end, but your life can end. Or could be terribly troubled and bothered by problems that you really never wanted. It's a very, very real thing. Now, I'm not trying to say I wear a badge of courage. Remember that book, The Badge of Courage? About a wound and the war and all that stuff, which is a bunch of nonsense, okay? But the badge of courage. Now, other people wear badges, and you have to pay attention to those badges, okay? And I did pay attention to a badge. And a badge is like a sign, all right? A badge is like a sign. So the badge needs to be read, just like a sign needs to be read. Now, I know I'm jumping around on you, but that's okay. You're intelligent. You're an adult. And if you stick with me in the videos, I can take you somewhere. If you want to be one of those 5-minute video people, well, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be helpful to you. All right. Now this one here is telling you about things that are available there. All right. And what you can find. So in a way, that's what I'm trying to promote. All right, is what you find in the signs. Okay, is it making sense to you? Now, I do recall this one time I was on the road, and there was a certain sign there, and it was right smack in front of me, and I didn't really know it was there, but after long, careful study of when I came to that particular spot on the road, I finally realized what the sign said. Now listen, you can be a good sign reader too. It doesn't just have to be me making videos about signs. All right? In fact, I want to improve your skills at reading signs. Yeah, that's right. By the way, in my personal life, I did do some teaching. Yes, I did. For 5 years. College, university level. So I do have a teacher drive in me that wants to improve the life of students. And teaching can be defined as the impartation of knowledge and skills. Knowledge and skills. So I hope you're paying attention to the signs and exactly what they mean. So when you're out on the road, you can be a good sign reader. You can be a good sign reader. And the signs will tell you what's there. I said the signs will tell you what's there. So, for example, this sign here, no outlet, is telling you there's nothing there. You're not going to get turned around. It's a dead end. Well, anyhow, we don't necessarily want to blame the people that wear the signs, but we do want to blame the makers of the signs, all right? Because a lot of times people have signs on their back and they don't know they're there, which reminds me of in childhood, in days of going to school, elementary school, someone would write a sign and they would get some tape and they would come up to you and sort of slap you on the back. And when they slapped you on the back, they were actually putting a sign on your back. All right? And the sign on the back said something like, "I'm stupid." Or sometimes it might even say, "Kick me," something like that. Well, you know what? It wasn't my fault if I had one of those on my back and I didn't know it, okay? So let's not blame the people that wear the signs. Sometimes they don't even know they're there, all right? But you need to blame what? The makers of the signs. Now, whether they're for good or bad, but you need to get educated with signs. And that's why I did this video. So when you're out driving on the road and you see signs like A, no outlet, B, pedestrians, or C, parking by permit only, you'll have a much better grasp of what life is all about when you're driving on the road, such as a one-way sign. There's only one way. You know what the one way is? Jesus Christ. That's right. Jesus Christ is the only way, the only truth, and the only life. And if you know him, you too can be a good sign reader. And you'll know when not to enter an area. You'll know when not to go this turn, this right turn or left turn. And you'll know exactly what to do. Why? Because you listened to this little video and you allowed me to be a teacher in your life. I'd like to thank God for you, and I'd like to thank you if you watched the end of this video. I know so many people want short little videos, and they get what? Short little information. And guess what? Short memories. Anyhow, thank you and praise be unto God through his Son, the Lord Jesus. End of video.